Hi everybody, Jill here. Nice to see you again for another assembly. You know, one of the things I miss is not coming in to see you in person in the hall like I used to. But the good thing about filming this at home is that I can do some slightly different things which I couldn't do in the hall. And today I'm going to do a craft for you, which we did at Jam last week. Now this is, do you remember last assembly I was talking about like being patient and having to wait? Now this is a craft that takes a lot of patience. So I am going to kind of zoom through and show you some of the steps as I go. Let's see if you can work out what I'm going to do as I do it. Now the first thing I do is take a piece of paper, so the lighting is not very good, and draw 5 lines about 4 centimetres apart. This is just normal A4 paper. And what you'll see, hopefully you can see, is that I've got here, this is actually a green line, a pink, a green, a pink and a green. So we've got 3, they can be any colour, but you've got 3 of one colour, 2 of another. And this is going to be my guide sheet. Next is tissue paper, and lots of it. I have, here comes the cat, that way. He's not the best person to get involved with craft. I have cut out these kind of rectangles of tissue paper, or a few different colours or different patterns actually I've got, and you'll see when I hold them up against my sheet they're a bit smaller than A4. They may be like probably like A5 size. Oh, here comes the cat again. Send him off there. Really wants to get involved. Now here I have 50 sheets of this. You're going to need at least 40. If you can make it to 50, all the better. And what I've done is I've got some different patterns, but I kept them into groups of 5. So I've got 5 sheets here of a pink, and then 5 of spots, 5 of pink again, stripes. You get the idea. So I've actually got 10 different patterns there, because 5 times 10 is 50. Okay, now we need a glue stick. And you need to have a good glue stick, which is nice and sticky, not an old one that's dried out. It's got to be nice and fresh and gluey. And we are going to start gluing. Now I'm going to move the camera. Okay, so I'm taking my guide sheet. I'm taking my first bit of tissue paper, getting my glue stick, and I'm going to glue along, not sticking onto here, just on top. I'm going to draw along my 3 green lines. I've got nice purple glue so I can see where I've done it. Okay, then I take my next piece of paper, which is the same pattern, and I'm going to stick it on top. Now, only sticking it along those 3 lines that I did. I'm trying to keep this in the same place. Now this time, I'm going to glue along my 2 pinky lines that I did. Okay, then I stick the next piece on, like so. Keep it nice and steady. Then, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to the 3 green lines. Glue, glue, glue. Stick the next piece on. Okay. And then, what do you think next? You've got it. I'm just going to glue along these other 2 lines this time. Oh, a bit crazy there. And this is the last of my spotty section. Now I'm flipping over to the pink, and I did 2 lines on this one, which means I've got to do the 3 on this one. Going. And so this time I've got a pink sheet. Right, now, as I said, it takes a while, this one. There's a lot of gluing to be done, so I'm going to fast forward. We'll jump ahead in time. Right, okay, I am almost there now. I have got just 5 more to go. So this is the ideal rainy day activity, and we have had a lot of rainy days, haven't we? In fact, it is raining tonight as I film this, so apologies if you can hear the rain on the roof. Here we go. Right, I've just done a 3 there. Now I'm going to do a 2. And you can see, gosh, just how big my layer of tissue paper is now looking. Right, 2 more to go. We'll do a 3 there. There we go, and now a 2. There we go. Right. Okay, so there we have 50 sheets of tissue paper all stuck together. I wonder if you can guess what I'm going to be making with this stack of tissue paper. Right, next thing I need to do is to get a little bit of card. So for this, I think I'm just going to go and raid my recycling bins. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I have found 2 bits of card for my recycling. Don't have to be too big, but they need to be just about the same size as my tissue paper block. And then I'm going to draw a semicircle onto these now. Now, do we know what shape a semicircle is? It is like half a circle. Now, I'm going to do mine freehand, but you could use maybe like a plate, draw a circle, and then cut it in half. I think that's okay. Now what I'm going to do, I want 2 of these, so I'm going to put that bit of card behind, and I'm going to cut them out at the same time. Now, of course, if we're doing cutting, we need to check with an adult that we are allowed to use scissors, and if not, ask them to do it for you. Okay, now I think this is okay. I don't think I've done this too big. It's the problem with doing craft live, because there is no room for error if this goes wrong. Right, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my bits of card here, and I am going to stick it, nice amount of glue on there. I'm going to stick it kind of in the middle of my tissue paper book. There we are. Now, what am I going to do now? I'm going to take some scissors. Now for this you really need some very good strong scissors. Now I'm going to see whether these work. Just about. I might probably be better if I had a slightly better crafting scissors, but we'll have to make do with what we've got. So I'm going to carefully cut around my semicircle. This is when I start to doubt myself that I'm doing this right, but no, this is okay. So try and keep it as neat as possible. Make sure you're going all the way through. Okay, can you work out now what I'm doing? What is this going to be? I know those of you who came to jam already know, so don't give it away. Okay, cut, get rid of that. Just cut along this bit as well, so we just have our whoop. And I'm going to cut through, cut, and then I'm going to stick my other bit of card, turn that over, so I have my card bit there, this is the rest of my pattern. I'm going to stick this bit, lovely, onto this side. Now, the next bit definitely requires the help of a grown-up, because we are going to need a needle. and thread. I'm going to go and get mine now from my sewing box. Okay, I found my needle. You want to use maybe as thick a needle as you can, and I've just put some thread into it. And this is where you definitely need the grown-up. We're going to like push the needle through, all the way through all of this paper. So you might even need to use a thimble. So I've made my hole all ready to try and make this a bit easier to show you. Then we're going to turn our attention to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to cut that thread, because I need to do the other side now. So cut that. Okay, hopefully. Oh, ha 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 ha! This works. Just put this down here. And we keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, all the way around. And get my glue stick out again. Glue those two bits of cardboard together. A little bit easier said than done. It's there. Okay, glue, glue, glue. Stick, stick, stick. Find my little bit of cotton. And look! Dun, dun, dun. My craft for the day, which I'm rather pleased with. Now, this made me think when we were at Jam, we were talking about, sometimes at Jam we just talk about random things, and we started talking about science and God creating the world, and that some people might say that, well, science just disproves that God exists. So it got me thinking, well, what do we know about God creating the world? Or maybe science creating the world. Some people say that the world started with a big bang. Now, so why am I showing you my lovely globe and how to do it? Well, I have shown you how to make this, how I've made it. I've told you when I'm making it, because you can see it's night time. You know it's raining. I've told you we did these at Jam, so it's got to have been recently. So I've told you the how, and I've told you the when, but I haven't told you the why. Why have I made this? And this is a question we thought about in Jam, because sometimes we just come up with random questions in Jam, and we started talking about science and believing in God. And is it possible to believe in God if you believe what science says, particularly about things like creation? And some people will say, well, the Earth was made with a big bang and it was 7 billion years ago. And then I would say, well, science might be trying to tell us how the Earth was created. Maybe they've got a lot of evidence to show, yes, there was a big bang, a big explosion, and that explosion has just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown, and things have changed and evolved really slowly over time. That's how the world has been made. Okay, so science can tell me maybe how. When? Well, they try and make a good guess at that, don't they? They look at things, look at the size of the galaxy, and they do really big complicated sums to kind of come to an estimate of, therefore, how long this world has been here, how long our whole galaxy and universe and all of the solar systems have been here. So science has come up with some good sums and estimates and things like that, trying to give us some evidence of when maybe the world was created. So they're doing a job at telling us how, when, but one thing science can never tell us is why. Why was the world created? And that is what brings me to God. And I think of this, well, this is a little bit like our world, isn't it? Now, I don't know how God made the world. He might have done it in a big explosion. He might have waved a magic wand. He might have sculpted it all together by hand. I just don't know. When did he do it? I really don't know. Did he do it 7 billion years ago? Did he do it in 7 days? I don't know. But I do know that the most important question is not the how or the when, but the why. Why did God make the world? Why did he make you? And why did he make me? And that is something that no scientist is able to answer. But one thing we know about God is that he is all about love. He is absolutely bursting full of love and loves us all. And I think that's why he made the world, because he loves people. He wanted to create people so that we can enjoy life. He wanted to share an amazing creation with us and be that Father God to us. So guys, here I have my lovely globe, and I better answer that question for you. I told you how, I told you when, but we want to know why. Why did I make this? Well, I thought this would be a lovely present for my baby niece Sophie, that she could have hanging above her cot. So this is born out of my love for Sophie. Our world is born out of God's love for us. So I think we should finish with a little picture of Sophie. Let's have Sophie baby update. And I will see you again in 2 weeks' time. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.